Hello everybody, welcome back to Simple Art for Adults. My name is Erin and we're going to do something really cool today. I have had a lot of people ask me about backgrounds and I like to do colored pencil backgrounds. I like to do full pencil backgrounds. But sometimes it's a pain in the butt, especially when you're working with difficult paper, like the paper in the Create Space coloring books. And so what we're going to do today is I have a Create Space coloring book. This is the Lunar Mysteries coloring book, one of the Lacy Sunshine coloring books by Heather Valentin. I really love this book. The images in here are absolutely gorgeous, but they are on Create Space paper, which makes it tough to do pencil backgrounds that look nice and evenly blended. So a while back, while I was on my coloring and YouTube video hiatus, I had this idea and it worked. And so today I'm going to show it to you. If you want to do fantastic backgrounds, if you want to do cheap fantastic backgrounds, and you want to do cheap, fantastic, and easy backgrounds, you need two things, technically. Well, you technically need a couple more, but the two things that you're going to have, here's the first one. Are you ready? Dun 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 dun! Crayola crayons, guys. Crayola crayons. I have the 120 color set in a box, and I have purchased to add to these. I have the set of 8 neons and have the set of 16 glitters, which I've only used a little bit. So I think we're going to use the glitters today, and I may have to get inside here and pull some other colors out because we are going to blend this background out. I also have this guy. His name is Tip, and he's my pencil sharpener or my crayon sharpener. He's tucked away in this box, so he's now going to be a desk decoration. He's going to go right up here on my pastel box. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pick some colors out of this crayon box. I'm going to pick 3, and we're going to do a gradient from light to dark, and we're going to make it look fantastic. You ready? Here's how we're going to do it. Gamsol. Now, if you don't have Gamsol, that's okay. You can use odorless mineral spirits of any kind. You can find big jugs of it at Walmart for like, I don't know, $4.50 or something. I think that Dollar Diva 99 on her channel a while back, it's been quite some time ago, but I think she did, I think it was a haul video where she talked about how she got her big bottle of odorless mineral spirits. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, and if I am, I'm sorry to Nisi, but I'm pretty sure it was her. So we're going to get our glitter crayons. So we have, this looks like black. I don't think there's any color names on here. There does not appear to be any color names on these crayons. So I'm going to grab whatever's handy. I know this is a yellow. It's a yellow legal sticky pad, but okay, that's definitely black. Then we're going to need, what's this, purple? This looks like purple. It's definitely purple. And then maybe, what's this one? Let's see what this one is. I don't know, guys. I'm struggling. There's like a blue-green color in here. I think that's red. There's a pink. Let's see what the pink looks like with the purple. It looks kind of like the same as this one, but it's probably just because it's on this paper. Alright, so we're going to do the black, the purple, and the whatever color this one happens to be. There's no color names on them anywhere. And honestly, I don't really think they're all that glittery. Let me see if we can tell, guys. Let's see. You see sparkle? I can barely see any sparkle. I don't know if there's any there. Oh, there's a smidge. Alright. Anyway, so let's do this. We're going to get in here and we're going to put some crayon down on this paper. And we'll just chat a little bit while we do it. Actually, let's start with a lighter color. So let's come down here. So I'm going to take the lightest color that I picked out here, which is this purpley looking color. And I'm going to try to be neat with it. I don't want to make a giant mess. So, because these are crayons, the Gamsol isn't going to blend them out like water's on a Neo 2. It just doesn't work that way. And you have to have quite a bit of crayon down on the page for it to really work. So we're going to go in here and we're just going to put the crayon down. And then we will come back. I'm probably doing like another layer. And as you guys can tell, I'm not being like super careful here. These glitter crayons are not the best things. Look, all the glitter's like coming off. Look, it's all coming off. I haven't tried. I haven't tried these crayons yet, so. Well, the purple one I used a little bit before. But I don't remember it having the same problem where the glitter was like literally flaking off. Alright, so we're going to fade it up to right about there. We're going to come over here to the other side and do it this way. And now the color won't even come out. Come on, crayon. It's like all the glitter's bunched up in there. It's weird. This brings back memories of childhood. You guys remember being like Saturday morning and you're a little kid and you get up and you don't have to go to school, so you go and grab your box of crayons and your stack of coloring books and go flop down on the, oop, get in the frame, go flop down the living room floor in front of Saturday morning cartoons. Color your heart away for a while. Yeah, that was good times. I definitely don't think I'm going to be using glitter crayons next time. This is not working well for me. Alright, very light up this way because we're going to try to put the other purple over it. I need to get a little bit darker over here. A little bit darker on this side. Okay, so now we're going in with the darker purple. I'm going to put some down here in this color first, just to kind of blend. And then I'm going to pull it up. And we're going to go all the way to the top with this. I'm just going to put some black over it, because I don't want the harsh black. And you guys do have to remember, these are crayons. They are not going to blend like colored pencil, no matter how hard we want them to. There's only so much we can put on this paper. There's a lot of wax in these, and it'll eventually get to a point where the paper will say, no, that is enough. We can't have any more. But you guys can tell, I'm doing this kind of like in a hurry. I'm not being all like making sure I'm going in ovals or anything. I'm just putting color on the page. Can you guys see the chunks of stuff like falling off here? Hold on, I'll hold it up for you. Check this out. Oh, over here. Look at the chunks of stuff that are just like falling off. There's no glitter on the actual page. It's all like coming off. Oh, there's a little bit of glitter on the page. I see it now. Just have to turn it the right way. Alright. Oh, that was the wrong one. Purple. That's alright. We'll fix that in a minute. Our black's going to go there anyway, so it's fine. Bad thing about not having color names on the crayons. Although, I'm blind because these two are clearly very different. Now, for those of you who are anti-mineral spirits, either because you don't want to spend the money on it, or because it gives you a headache, or because you're afraid of, you know, having it around your kids or your pets, I do have a couple other things we're going to do here today. I have some baby oil with aloe vera and vitamin E, and I really hope that doesn't mess anything up. I haven't had babies in like 13 plus years, so the baby oil that I have here is mostly just for dry skin, like after showers, and that's why I get the vitamin E one. So, by the way, if you guys have really dry skin in the winter, as soon as you step out of the shower, before you towel off, take some of this stuff and just kind of rub it on like your dry spots, like your elbows and your knees. It goes a long way. And then I also have some Vaseline, and I do have the Equate brands because, guys, I don't use this stuff enough to justify buying the name brands, and I really don't think, for the sake of what we're going to do here today, I really don't think the actual Vaseline brand of Vaseline is going to make a huge difference. But I probably shouldn't say Vaseline. I should probably say petroleum jelly. The makers of Vaseline may get angry about me calling Equate brand petroleum jelly Vaseline. Or vice versa. So, strike that from the record. It is not Vaseline. It is petroleum jelly. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm in a seriously silly mood today. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I have crayons. I've had these crayons for like a year now, and I've used them, I don't know, maybe a couple times. And it dawned on me the other day that I had done this previously in a Hannah Lynn book that I can't find now. I had done this previously in a Hannah Lynn book, and it worked really well for me. So I wanted to try it again, and I wanted to do it on video to show you guys. Now, for the record, you can take your time with this. You do not have to come in here and like make a big scribbly mess like I'm doing. If you want to make it look nicer, you go right ahead. Because honestly, I'm not sure how well this is going to blend out. I tried it with a lot less crayon the last time, and it worked well. So I can only assume that if we put more crayon on here, it's just going to work better. But we are soon to find out. Alright, so now the black glitter. Just going to come up and darken up some of the purple. I'm going to pull it down to like right about here. This will be our light spot, and then it'll get darker a little as we come up this way. My allergies are in full force, guys. My sinuses have been a mess for weeks now. And I'm just like, I don't know why I can't remember to take Claritin ever. I have it, but I have some, well, it's generic Claritin because, you know, I like to save money. So I don't know why I can't remember to take it, but I just can never remember to take it. So I suffer. I took it right before I started this coloring though, so hopefully by the end of this, maybe I won't sound quite so nasally anymore. And if it's not quite even, I mean, I'm not going to stress out about it. This is for demonstration purposes here. And I know you guys are probably thinking, holy cow, what is she doing? Well, it looks like a hot mess right now. But it won't. It won't. I hope. If it does, I'll just not show you guys this video and make another one. Oh, the magic of the video camera. What happens on the video camera stays on the video camera unless you post it to YouTube. Okay, so once I get this color in here, I am going to be using blending stumps dipped in the Gamsol. Because I have found that crayon, once you get it like all over your paintbrushes, it is hard to get it back out because it is some seriously thick wax. So I prefer to not use my paintbrushes for this. Blending stumps are cheap and easy to come by. If you get them on Amazon or if you use a 40% coupon at like Hobby Lobby or whatever, you can get a small pack of them at Walmart, I think. I don't know about other places. I don't usually buy art supplies at Target or anything because my Target's terrible for art supplies. They don't really have anything. But you can get a small pack of blending stumps at Walmart for a few dollars. I think it's like $4 and something. And it comes with, I think it's like 5 stumps and 5 tortillions. And for those of you who don't know the difference, this is a tortillion. Okay, this is like a rolled up piece of paper and it's hollow on the inside. And this is a stump. It is solid, hard as a rock. And I don't know where my sandpaper is, so I've got several out. I may have to go raid Jason's tools later. Jason is my boyfriend. I may have to go raid his tools later and see if he's got my sandpaper. Alright, so I'm going to go back down this way with this color one more time. I want to make sure I've got plenty of pigment on the paper. As much as it'll take, for the most part. And I'm pushing kind of hard here. Now you don't have to. If you have like arthritis or whatever in your hands and pushing hard on the page is, you know, not something that you want to do, you can do this in several layers. You don't have to do it all at once like I did. Alright, so now we have this nice looking gradient. When you blend this out, number one, it's important that you do not go from dark to light because the Gamsol is going to break this down quite a bit. And as it does so, it's going to pull the color. So if you start out, let me find something to put back here. So if you start out with your dark colors, you're going to drag it all down into the light colors and you're going to muddy it up, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so I am going to actually put this away. Give me just a second. Sounds like I'm breaking things. I actually use Mona Lisa odorless mineral spirits, and I keep it in this ball jar on my shelf with all my other hazardous chemicals. My kids are all teenagers, and I don't have pets that wander around the house, so I don't really have to worry about it. We have birds and chameleons and stuff, but they don't get into my art supplies. So I'm going to take my tortilla in here, because it's already got some pink color on it. I'm going to dip it down into the Gamsol odorless mineral spirits. Mona Lisa odorless mineral spirits. Can't talk. Now it's kind of wet like this. Alright, so I'm going to come down here. I'm just going to start going in circles and blending it together. And I'm pushing it down into the paper as I do so. Let me zoom this in so you guys can get a better idea of the difference it's actually making here. There we go. And you'll really start to see it when we get up into the darker parts. Now, just because it says odorless, that does not mean it is 100% safe. It does still have fumes. You want to make sure that you're using it in a well-ventilated area. Do not use it near a candle. Don't smoke around it if you're a smoker. You know, just pretend like it's gasoline, basically. That'll keep you safe. Just pretend like it's gasoline. Unless you're one of those weirdos who likes the smell of gasoline. I'm kidding. You're not a weirdo. Let me move this over here so I don't have to keep reaching out in front of your all's faces. Okay. So we're going to do this side in the mineral spirits, the whole side. And then I will take my the Vaseline and baby oil, and we'll do those on the other side and see how well those work. I have not tried those yet. They may or may not do anything. And I do have my Gamsol marker, my empty Copic that I filled with odorless mineral spirits. But as I said, this stuff, once it gets on things, it's really difficult to get off of things, and I just don't really want to have to replace my nib on my Copic. So we're doing it this way. Can you guys see what's happening here? That's pretty neat. Like, it's super smooth, almost like paint. If you're going to try this technique, I would recommend doing it on a page that you don't care about first, just to make sure that you like the way that it comes out. I'm going to have to find a way to clean this thing off soon. It's like getting full of wax and doesn't want to go anymore. But you guys can probably really see this now that we're up here in the darker colors. And of course it's not going to be perfect, because I wasn't perfect, but... Now, once this part is done, you could come in with like a toothbrush or a nice stiff paintbrush dipped in white acrylic, and you can do the paint splatter and do like a night sky. You could have made this like a splotchier look. You could have put colors in different areas, and you could have done like a galaxy effect. This is so easy, and the best part about it is it's really cheap. And you see, you know, of course it's not going to look the same as like a Neo 2 background done the same way. It's just not going to be that smooth. You're still going to see some of the splotchiness in the color. If you like back up from the page and really work at it, you can buff a lot of that out with your blender. But it's never going to look as good as a Neo Color 2. It's just not. But if you got a big area to cover and you want it to look smooth and you don't feel like messing around with, you know, acrylic paints or whatever, here you go. Here's an alternative. And the best part about this is that when it's dry, you can come back in here and go over it again, because you're taking away some of that wax and it's sticking to the top of the tortilla in here. So when you're taking away the wax, you're freeing up the tooth of the paper again, especially because this is CreateSpace paper. It's insanely toothy. So you can come back in with more crayon after it's all good and dry. Alright, so let's zoom you guys back out so you can compare the two sides. Look at that, guys. Check it out. Isn't that neat? And it's just Crayola crayon. Alright, so I'm going to put the lid back on my odorless mineral spirits here and move those off to the side. Now we're going to look for the sparkle and see if it sparkles at all. Not really. I mean, it pretty much took the glitter off too. That's a bummer. Oh well. So this side is the side that I did with the odorless mineral spirits. This side is clearly the unblended side. So let's do some blending here. I'm going to take... Alright, this one looks like it's got just a little bit of pink or something on it, so it should be okay. I'm going to get some Vaseline, and I'm going to kind of dip my stump. This is a stump, not a tortillion. I'm going to dip my stump in it, and I'm just going to put a little bit there on the end, just like that. And I'm going to kind of spread it around first, because I don't want it all in the same spot. And then I'm just going to start doing the same thing. Well, so far, it's working some. Not nearly as good as the mineral spirits, but it's working some. And the difference between this and the mineral spirits, I can feel my stump like slippering. It's like slippery on the page. With the odorless mineral spirits, it isn't. You like barely even notice you've put anything down. I may be doing this wrong. I don't generally use Vaseline for this kind of thing because I have the big jug of the Mona Lisa. So if I did something wrong and you guys are Vaseline users or petroleum jelly users at home and I didn't do it right, feel free to call me out in the comments and tell me what I did wrong. Yeah, this is not working nearly as well as the odorless mineral spirits did. I'll show you. Alright, so this is the odorless mineral spirit side, and you're going to notice it's not shiny or anything. Well, it is a little, but that's because of the crayon itself is so waxy. And then we've got the Vaseline side that's really shiny because there's Vaseline on it. Now, from what I've been told, once you're done, you can kind of take a paper towel or a tissue and blot most of that off, and it will be fine. But I'm not 100% certain about that, so I'm not going to promise. Alright guys, bear with me. I'm going to get a little dish for some of this baby oil. Alright, I have returned, and I have this little dish here. If this is actually made out of glass, and if you are curious about these are $4 for $1 at Dollar Tree. And I use these things all the time when I paint. I use them for acrylic paints. I put acrylic paints in here. I put everything in here. And because they're glass, they always wash clean, so you don't have to worry about having anything left behind. So I'm going to come over here to the side. I'm going to put just a tiny little bit of this baby oil inside of this, I don't know what it is, a ramekin of some sort probably. Okay. We don't need very much, just a little. I'll show you. So that's all I have in here, just that tiny little bit. Oh man, you guys, that smells so good. So good. Alright, I'm going to take another stump. I'm going to use a bigger one this time because it's the only one I have left that doesn't have stuff all over it. I'm going to put it in here. I'm just going to kind of get the tip of it wet. I'm going to take this paper towel that I have because I spilled some of my OMS earlier on my little cutting mat. I'm going to dry it off. And then we're going to come over here where we left off. Pull the fuzz off. There we go. Okay, well so far the baby oil is working better than the Vaseline did by a long shot. A long shot. It feels differently. It does not feel nearly as slippery. It seems to be blending things together more completely. No, I'm not being too careful around the edges. Yeah, this is definitely working better than the petroleum jelly did. I'm dipping and then rubbing some off. to work in circles because I noticed that it is leaving some streaks behind. So maybe if I work it around in circles, it won't be so streaky. The baby oil comes off a little faster, I believe, than the Gamsol too. So you have to like refill it on the end of the stump more often than you do with the Gamsol. This isn't bad, you guys. It's not bad at all. I'm like really surprised. But I do kind of want to give you guys a disclaimer here, okay? The thing about odorless mineral spirits is that it evaporates almost completely as it dries. Once it's dry, there's barely anything at all left of it on your paper. And so technically it's archival quality because there's just nothing left and you don't have to worry about it. Baby oil, on the other hand, is going to leave plenty behind. If you've ever like spilled baby oil on your clothes, or even if you've ever gotten vegetable oil, like if you've ever spilled vegetable oil on your clothes, then you notice the grease spot, and then you wash your clothes and it didn't come out like everything else would have come out, that's because the stuff stains. It soaks into fabrics, and paper is technically a kind of fabric, so it soaks into the fabric, and that's it. Once it's there, you can't really get rid of it. So just to kind of show you what I mean, if we look back here on the back of the page, this is the side that I put the Gamsol on over here. This is the side that I used this down here is where I used the Vaseline or the petroleum jelly. And then this is where I was using the baby oil. And you guys can see kind of where the oily stuff is kind of starting to soak through the page. I probably used too much because this isn't something that I do often. Well, I've never done it before at all with baby oil. But that isn't going to go away. That's always going to be there. And if you're not careful, if you don't store this carefully, over time that oil will soak into the pages in front and in back. So you really need to tuck some extra paper in between here on both sides to make sure that doesn't happen. Or you can just take a page out of the book. If you're going to take a page out of the book, or if you're going to do it on a printable, that's fantastic. You don't even have to worry about it. It'll be okay. Just be careful up around the edges, because if you're not, it could spread out and leave like a grease spot there too, which would be bad. Dare I say that the Vaseline, that the baby oil works almost as well as the odorless mineral spirits, if not just as well as the odorless mineral spirits. And that is something. That's really impressive. However, now that we've done it, we're going to come back and try to put another layer on just to see if it'll take it, see if it'll make it look better. So let's zoom back in some. Get you guys really close. We'll go up, we'll go up here where the black is. You guys can see where it's kind of grainy now. You want to make sure that your paper's good and dry before you do this, otherwise you're risking ripping holes in your paper. And it's just going right back on the top of it. Actually, it's going right back on the top of it pretty well too. So you can come back in and you can get more pigment out of your Crayola crayons this way. Now, this isn't something I've done enough to be able to tell you for certain that no matter what color you use or what kind of crayon you use, it's going to work. It works with all of the regular crayons that I've tried. This is the first glitter one that I've ever done it with. It works with all the regular ones that I've tried. I haven't tried it with neons. So that's, if you want to give that a shot at some point, let me know how it works. Feel free to do so downstairs in the comments. Yay! So there's some more. Okay, so we're going to come back to the original tortilla, and I'm going to try to get some of this wax off, though. Dip it in the stuff. Dipping it in the stuff and trying to wipe it off. So I'm going to go back in the baby oil. I'm going to go back in the baby oil, and we're going to use it. So don't do this at home. Don't mix baby oil over top of where you've already put Gamsol, because that might be bad. If the video keeps running and you don't hear anything from me for a few minutes, it very well might be because I inhaled too many baby oil Gamsol fumes. The area is nice and ventilated. I've got a window beside me, so it shouldn't be too bad. Well, here's the thing. Once you have blended it out once and you go back and you put more on, the second layer isn't going to blend out quite as well. And I like way over baby oiled my paper, so way too much. Yeah, so the second layer isn't going to blend out as well as the first one did, which is kind of a bummer. So, you know, you can see we have that. Come back in and try to blend that back down into the lighter color just a little. But, you know, you guys can tell the point that I was trying to make here, I've made. You can do this. And if you actually take your time and you do it really nicely and neatly, you can make it look even better. It'll look even better than this. But it is a quick, cheap, and effective way to get yourself a completed background. And even if you don't like the way this looks by itself, if you're going to do like a galaxy or something with it, you're never even going to see any streaks or anything by the time you're done, because the stars will kind of take away from that. Alright, so let's zoom back out one more time, and you can see the whole... Oh! Apparently my camera shuts itself off when I zoom in too much, so yeah, that happened. But here's the finished picture, guys. This is all Crayola crayon. And for what it is, this side especially, minus this part where we tried to go back in, before I did this, this actually looked pretty stinking good. So I think what we should do, or if you're going to do this at home, if you're going to try it yourself, I think your best option is going to be to start with a relatively sharp crayon, use light layers on it, go over it a couple different times, don't push down hard, push down like medium or whatever. Put a couple of layers on there, blend it out like you normally would, like mix your two colors together at the place where they meet, and then come in from light to dark with a blending stump. If you want to use a paintbrush, if you have an old paintbrush, that's fine. I would recommend one that isn't too soft and isn't too stiff, or you're going to end up with some issues though, because if it's too stiff, it'll just pull the wax right out of the paper, and you don't want that. So guys, that is the end of this little tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed how to use crayons in your adult coloring books, whether you prefer petroleum jelly, or whether you prefer baby oil, or whether you buy Gamsol at Hobby Lobby for $8 for this little tiny bottle. 40% coupon, guys. Or, like I said, if you really want to try the odorless mineral spirits, go to Amazon and look for the Mona Lisa. It's like $10 for 8 ounces, so it's quite a bit for pretty cheap. That was really loud. I'm sorry. So it's quite a bit for really cheap, and it lasts forever. I've had this bottle of Gamsol, and it's still half full. I've had it for 2 years now, so, you know, you don't have to worry about running out anytime soon. Alright, if you guys decide that you want to try to do some crayon backgrounds in your coloring books, head on over to the Coloring Connection Facebook group, which is where I hang out and spend most of my time, and show us your pictures there and let us know if you used a different technique, or if you found like a tip or trick or hack that made this work even better for you. I can't wait to see it, guys. Be sure to look down in the description box, and I'll put links to everything here. I'm not going to link you the baby oil and the petroleum jelly, because these are things you can find anywhere. I will link the Mona Lisa odorless mineral spirits, my pretty pink A3 size cutting mat. Oh, I love the pink. It's amazing. The Lunar Mysteries coloring book. I'll see if I can find you guys a cheap set of Stumps and Tortillions as well. And I will even link the 120 count box of Crayola crayons down there. Those are all affiliate links, so if you choose to buy something when you click that link, I do get a small commission. It's literally pennies for everything you buy. You don't have to pay any more for it. I just get a little referral bonus, and all that money goes right back into the channel, and it really helps out, guys. It makes a huge difference. It lets me get more things to show to you. So aside from that, you'll also find links to the Simple Art for Adults Facebook page. It's not a group, it's just a page where I make announcements and things like that. That'll be down in the description box. The link to other things is all down there if you're interested. Just check it out. Like this video if you liked this video. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and do that now. If you think somebody else might like this, feel free to hit the share button so they can see how to do it too. That's all I've got for you today, guys. I am off to do some more coloring. I hope you all have an awesome, awesome day. Happy coloring!